I'm here with Ben McGrane of Hyde Sales at the RYA Dinghy and Watersports Show 2023. Now, Ben, this year you're not exhibiting, you're around as a punter.
I think it's a bit of a strange one from the sailmaker side. Not many of us actually exhibit at the show. It's quite nice to be able to get around and talk to people and move from stand to stand and that side of things. But for me personally, it's been at least 15 years of being sort of tied to a stand. And now I'm here this weekend with my daughter, moving around the show, doing the treasure hunt and sort of getting that visitor view on the show again, which has been really refreshing actually.
And Farnborough International, having everything in one hall, how have you found it?
I think it's really good. I mean, I think I live on the south coast, so the access, everything has been it's really easy, and it's busy. I think it's we were all a bit worried when the show came this far south that the attendance wouldn't be as good, but compared to last year, it's been really surprising actually just how busy it is.
Now in 2022, yourself personally in Hyde Sales, you had a great year, some really good results on the water. What are your concentrations going to be in 2023?
It's more of the same really. Hyde Sales as a sail manufacturer, our main focus, or what we do is OEM production as a majority of what we do. So our with the One-Design, the side that I'm focused on, it's trying to do a select group of classes really well, and within those classes then we use that as part of our development program and all that side of things. So more of the mirrors where we had national championships win again last year, the XODs, which we won at Classics and Cows Week. Richie Lovering had a really successful time in the solo, third at the Nationals. And a lot of that, there's new designs in the sails, and a lot of you're sort of starting to see the fruits of the labour of the design process and everything we've been doing over the last 2 years, really. More of the same really with those classes. And then alongside that, we're constantly evolving and growing the accessories, the covers. We've got new materials for the covers now, which I'm sadly slightly excited about, because I think it's made the product that much better. So we're just trying to do a small area of it, but do it really well. And I think that's sort of the focus to carry on with, really, in amongst everything else that we do.
And you mentioned here at the Dinghy Show, you are here with your daughter, but the Mirror World Championships, I believe you're doing with your daughter as well. The parent-child sailing can bring so many benefits. How are you enjoying that, and how's your daughter enjoying that?
Well, it seems to be going okay. I think that's part of it, isn't it? There's so many different ways that you can go about getting kids into sailing, and I suppose in a way I'm retracing the footsteps as how I started crewing for my parents in a mirror. It's a little bit different now. We did it just club racing and that side of things. Whereas with Kira, we've sort of taken a bit more of a full-on approach and proper little, winder mirrors and doing the racing and going to the open meetings and the nationals. And I've absolutely loved it. Of all the sailing I'm doing at the moment, it's my favourite bit. And I'm super excited about the Worlds. It's just something, what a cool thing to do with your 9-year-old kid, go to a World Championships.
And you enjoy your sailing a lot. Whenever you talk about it, there's a smile on your face. But does Kira have the competitive spirit, the competitive edge that you've also got on the water?
I'd say yes. But I think she's like a miniature version of her mum, who, Ros, in her own right, is a very, very sort of successful and competitive sailor as well. So I sail with Ros, and sailing with Kira, I can slowly see her, becoming more and more of a super duper crew like her mum.
And the other person in your life, Roger Gilbert. So the sailing that you're doing with him, you've done so many championships. Are you managing to fit any of the sailing in with him in the 5.0, etc.?
It's getting harder. We're both, similar age kids, and it gets harder and harder to sort of, find the weekends and the events when we're both free and available to go and sail. We'll go and do the 5.05 Europeans this year is the plan. Probably without doing as much sailing as we'd like beforehand, but it's you just got to kind of do it as you can do it. And I as I said to you before, I don't really. I think it's got to be at least 15 years we've been sailing together for now. It's hard to think about it. It's great. It's one of those partnerships, and we just keep going.
And Hyde sails, not exhibiting at this show, but seeing the vibrancy around the show. Tempted to come back?
I think so, definitely. I think there's, for me, the dinghy show's always been this marker where it's like, right, it's the beginning of the season and everyone comes here and you see all your friends and there's the enthusiasm and it's a bit like, the first open meeting of the year. And I think with everything we've seen over the last 2 years, with attendances being down, and the show was quite quiet last year, sort of on the tail end of COVID and everything else, it's really nice to come here and go, hang on, this is really busy, and I sort of fingers crossed, but really hope that that's something that will flow into the season and what we'll hopefully see on the water as well.
It really has been a buoyant show, and if it leads into a great 2023 on the water, fantastic news. Well, Ben, it's always great to catch up with you and hear about your sailing plans, so many thanks indeed for your time.
Thanks, Mark.